didn't have it back then. So men were desiring to be, they wanted to be killed, because they were having limbs cut off, they were shot, they had big wounds, and the Lord was making sure their ass was still alive, going through it.
They showed that like in Dead Presidents. When the Jake, he had his intestines ripped out and he was still living. And he told him to give him that more morphine so he can
kill him.
So he can die.
Yeah, what's the significance about that? That the same thing is going to be happening these days, man. Hey, people are going to be getting tormented. They're going to be getting limbs and things cut off. Hey, but the Lord is going to make sure they're still alive.
If I can explain, a lot of those soldiers that did make it out alive, but they had, missing limbs or very terrible injuries. They were shell shocked. They lived with post PTSD.
Stress disorder.
PTSD.
So they have to live with the effects after dealing with that kind of experience. You survive an experience like that of, near death, but you didn't die, and you still have to deal with the effects from it. That's going to traumatize you, man. That's torment in itself. Them soldiers, they rather die than to live like that.
Yeah.
And then only to be brought home to be treated like like shit.
But they were probably heroes back then when you came up to where World War II and Korean War and Vietnam. They didn't give a shit about it. They'd have forgotten.
And that's how Jake got scattered a lot, because a lot of those Jakes that were over there fighting in those wars, they said, I might as well stay over here in Germany or Korea or wherever they were at, because shit, I'm getting treated better here than back home.
Still in slavery. World War II.
Hey, but that's what's about to happen again, man. Hey, because we still got wars, we still got a race riots that's about to come into fruition. So these people are going to be getting messed up, man, and aren't going to be able to die.
Yeah, because the emergency services, you're not going to be able to call an ambulance in these days, right?
Yeah.
911 going to be busy. It's going to be a busy dial too.
You're not going to be able to call an ambulance, so motherfuckers going to be dying in the streets.
And you're not in charge of your life, as you people think you are, man. It's been multiple people, thousands of people that have tried to commit suicide and can't, or fail. They fail at killing themselves.
So like they die, they don't die, but they injure themselves to where they're disfigured or whatever. Now life is that much harder.
Yeah. You have people literally shoot themselves point blank in the face with a shotgun, take off a chunk of their head and still live. Why? Because the Lord was tormenting them, allowed them to do that, and then kept them on earth, man.
I want to say this. We're talking about people with desire to die. How do you think these people are feeling that got this juice? That they living with some type of condition now, some side effect, where they have to live with that for the rest of their life. They're being tormented because they trusted in Esau, they trusted in Egypt, they trusted in this wicked system, they trusted the science, the medicine. So they have to live with that. A lot of them got to wait for a missile while they got Bell's palsy or whatever type of nervous system disease they may have. Blood clots in their chest or whatever it may be. They're dependent on some medicine. They got some twitch or something, tremors or whatever it may be. They have to deal with that.
I heard one of the worst ones is the spasms.
Yeah.
Their body can't stop spasming.
You can't control it.
Can't control that.
That's they say that's
nervous system.
Neurons misfiring, man.
Yeah.
So that's what, like you said, that's your nervous system, and that's your what does it call it? It's another system. Conscious. So that's all of that.
Real quick, Revelation 16:2. And the first went and poured out his vial upon the It says, and the first went and poured out his vial upon the earth, and there fell a noisome and grievous sword upon the men which had the mark of the beast, and upon them which worshipped his image.
He said the grievous sword, man.
The noisome and grievous sword, man.
He's saying we're going to see more age, because we're not even in winter. We're not in winter yet.
That's torment.
We're out here with short sleeve shirts. Brothers, nobody out here is covered up. Everybody's out here still in their summer, spring clothes, man. So when it get real cold, and we understand that it's gonna be flu season again. People are about to.
Real quick, I looked up the word sword. The Greek word is helkos, and it says an ulcer, a wound, especially a wound producing a discharge, a sore, an ulcer. Kind of like a
boil.
a boil.
Yeah.
You seeing people are catching that.
That one lady.
Yeah, them
basically
shits
like
hurt.
a hole in your stomach.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know,
Open wound in
open
your
wound
stomach.
in your stomach. That shit hurt like
And it's
hell.
very inflammable.
Yeah.
Yep. Flat. Yep.
Yeah, when you get hot enough, boils start grow up on your skin. You get hot enough.
God.
Your body inflammatory. What's the inflammation?
The inflammation. When you look up the word ulcer in the Edom online, it says a painful subject or a sore, a wound. And then also it has a hemorrhoids by it.
Yep. See? One of the plagues of Egypt.
Yeah, God.
So
God.
the Lord is, so you getting that juice, you plaguing this, you're plaguing yourself, man. You giving into this beast, allowing yourself to get plagued. The Lord is plaguing all you people, man, because you worship His image. All right. You worship this man's system, man.
God. And ultimately, going into that ulcer again, ulcer, abscess, and wounds, it goes into necrosis. And when you go into the root word of that word necro, it means dead, man. So that area of that body is dead, which means what? Your white blood cells aren't able to combat it, which means what? It's affecting the rest of the body as well. So what? Yeah, you're literally being like eaten alive, man.
Yeah.
You're literally
turning you into a zombie.
Kind. And this is all for your disobedience, Jake. This is what you get when you believe in Esau, versus believing in Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. You're going into Egypt for the help. And well, guess what? This what comes with it, man. It comes with side effects. It comes with symptoms that can kill you. Where you at,
Back to Wisdom of Solomon. Continuing in chapter 17 and verse 4. For neither might the corner that held them keep them from their fear, but noises as of waters falling down sounded about them, and sad visions appeared unto them with heavy countenance.
Guys, because if you remember when you was a little kid, if you were ever scared of the dark, you felt like the safest place was what? The corner of your bedroom. You know, because what? You had comfort against those walls. But in this situation, with them being in the comfort of those walls, it put them even in more danger. The scriptures say, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, it's like also on that darkness, when one sense of your body is taken, the rest are heightened, man. That's why when blind people or when people are born blind, they often have great hearing.
Pull out my dick and she lick on it. I know she with it. Yeah, I know she want it.
They often have a great hearing, or their other senses like a sense of taste, sense of smell are heightened as well, man. Sense of sight, exactly. Well, not sight when they're darkness, but yeah, you know what I'm saying. So basically, when your when your eyes are taken away from you, you start to hear more things, man. So the scriptures say that they heard rushing waters. So the Most High made sure they were still being tormented in the rest of the four senses that they could still use. And we understand if you're in the house and you're just hearing water out of nowhere, that's gonna bug you the fuck out, man. That's gonna bug you out.
It also said they had sad visions with heavy countenances.
So they were seeing demons, man. They were seeing apparitions. Even though they couldn't see nothing else, they were still able to see those, man. This is what's about to come back to America. These plagues are about to hit this place hard, man. See, you're just worried. The preppers are just worried about food. You know, worried about defending themselves with guns, with shelter. But how do you fight against this?
It's like
that's why it says in the brother had read in Job that his confidence is going to be rooted out of his tabernacle.
Yeah.
When he sees that all these strange things are happening and he doesn't understand what the hell is going on. He doesn't have an explanation for it.
And you don't have control of the situation.
You don't have control of it. That shit's going to put total fear upon you.
Yeah.
So whatever gun you got, whatever shit you got stored up, you ain't going to have confidence in that. Because that's not going to prevent the torment that you're seeing right before you, man.
It's like I want to say, That's what they were talking about with this pandemic, right? They were saying it's easy when you can see your enemy, but when you can't see your enemy, it's way worse. It's more scarier, and that's why they chose that to be the enemy. That the people are concerned with in these times versus, China coming to invade or Russia or whoever, because you can't see an enemy. So when you can't see an enemy, but you know you got one, it's even worse, and that's a tactic of war that they use too.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, man. Hey, like, we was watching that documentary about them Branch Davidians in Texas. David Koresh and them, and they showed how when the government was tormenting them, they cut off all their communication, and they knew that they was trapped in that compound. And when it was nighttime and there was no light, because they cut the electricity out, they cut off all communication, and they cut on these loud systems, and they were just playing the
loud PA system.
Sirens and all type of strange noises,
death rock music and shit.
and was tormenting them, That's, but the Most High can do that to you on a whole nother level.
Yeah. Were you the only one that hear the sound?
Yeah.
When you hear that, like, no.
Bullshit. All the people in straitjackets in those mental institutions, the psychic wards, they deal with that.
Hey, the scripture say, "Give me any plague but the plague of the heart."
There it is.
Hey, that's the plague of the mind. That's what the Egyptians. It's like, hey, Yahweh Shai put the curses that was on Jacob today on the Egyptians, man. He allowed some of them curses to be on them, man.
Continuing in verse 5, no power of the fire might give them light, neither could the bright flames of the stars endure to lighten that horrible night. Only there appeared unto them a fire kindled of itself, very dreadful. For being much terrified, they thought the things which they saw to be worse than the sight they saw not.
Hey, that's that Ghetto Boy song, man. Their eyes was playing tricks on them. The Most High was making sure that they were bugging out on every level, man. And even if they had family in the house, hey, the word from a family member could scare them to death potentially, because you can't see them. The scriptures say heavy darkness, so they're not able to see. If they couldn't see a fire that was kindled, there's no way you can see, hey, the man that's right next to you, or the son that's right next to you, man. That's terror. You going, bro? Hey, and on top of that, hey, when you're scared or you're fearful, it seems like time is slowed down, man. It seems like time is slowed down when you're scared, man. So, hey, the length that they actually were in this, it could have been, a couple days.
Didn't the Lord do that in the ancient world when He made the day like extended the day? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Hey, well, in what is it?
Jericho.
Yep. What?
Well, I believe it's in Alaska. It's either in Alaska or Antarctica. They have like
6 months.
6 months of sun. When the sun is up, it doesn't get dark.
We also got the other 6 months of darkness too, though.
The 6 months of darkness as well. So it's not like what we're saying is
unfathomable,
real, man.
Yeah.
This is natural occurrences of the Lord doing this to this day.
Yep. Continuing. As for the illusions of dark magic, they were put down. Their vaunting and wisdom was reproved with disgrace.
God, that's going into the left-hand side, man. They're magi's. And for example, when Moses went into Pharaoh, and he laid his serpent, he laid his staff on the ground and turned into a serpent. Then Pharaoh's magi's did the same thing. Hey, with those magi's, they ain't hold no power in the day of calamity, man. Everything that they tried to do, all their wickedness, their black magic, so to speak, hey, none of it prospered. It all failed. So they were questioning themselves and who they believed in.
Verse 8, for they that promised to drive the terrors and troubles, for them that promised to drive away the terrors and troubles from the sick soul, were sick themselves for fear, worthy to be laughed at. For though no terrible thing did fear them, yet being scared with beasts that passed by, and hissing of serpents, they died for fear, denying that they saw the air which can no side